That's how we do it.
All right, y'all ready? Today is what day is it? Thursday. Real time, 10:08 Central. All right, we seeing what the market's trying to do. We see the SPX stands for simple and poor. We on the 1 minute time frame. So let's get out our little tool right here. We're looking at what SPX is trying to do. We see we got like a head, maybe a shoulder, maybe another shoulder. So if it can just create an imaginary line right here, if it's creating like an inverse head and shoulder, that's a good sign. If it can break this area of 6872, definitely bullish. But if it goes below this number right here at 6853, now it's going through the toilet. So whatever SPX does, usually it carries everything, almost everything, with it, unless there's a major call earnings, some major news catalysts. But some of these companies they'll trend all day long. So let's see what So Tesla, you see, pretty much following the same moves. Facebook, ticker symbol Meta, pretty much following the same moves. Let me see. 1 minute chart. 1 minute. Every candle took exactly 1 minute to create. Blue line, VWAP. Volume weighted average price. It breaks below usually. You see how, let me get my little tool. You see how the price went down, retest. It tried to break back through VWAP. And you see the green candles, that's the buyers. The red candles, that's the sellers. Look at the volume. You see it's pretty much even. Now you got a spike. You got a spike in sell volume. So that spike in sell volume, that one volume, they traded 26,000 shares. So every volume you see, that's how many shares they bought or sold that one specific time frame. It don't matter if it's a minute, an hour, a second. So get back to Tesla. See what is it doing. So you can see I got a lot of lines because sometimes I break down. I go from maybe in the 10, 15 seconds. Like right now, if we go in the 10 second, you're gonna see a lot more action. Matter of fact, you get it 5 seconds. Get rid of this. Maybe not. But anyways, it's real helpful if you look at multiple time frames. If you can get multiple time frame alignment, I mean, you definitely can get a better quality setup. But definitely you want to keep like your SPX. You want to look at that and see what it's doing on the multi time frame. This is the 10 second. I've been having problems with that 10 second. It's not doing what it should. But anyways, the minute. Here's the minute. And right here we got the 5 minute. We got the 5 minute. It seemed like S&P within 5 minutes is let's see what is it doing. These are all some kind of pattern. Usually it's a triangle, a head and shoulders. They repeat themselves over and over again. Because you got to remember that we may have AI, but who creates it? I mean, people, programmers. And what moves money? Emotions, fear, greed. So this is the 5 minute chart. It took 5 minutes for every candle to create this. You see, this morning it went up, boom, major sell. then it went up, and it went down, and now it's just playing the waiting game. You looking, if you can wait and see for a good quality setup, you could definitely get better trades. So this is the daily chart. What are we looking at? Let's so this is the daily chart. You see how Mr. Jerome Powell yesterday, he lowered the interest rates by 25 basis points. So the market, it rallied yesterday after like 1 p.m. And right now it's kind of like staying in the middle. So it's the price is right now S&P 500 685. Let me put this little tool 6858, and let's move this around right here. Don't overcomplicate this stuff. I mean, it's just you gotta have patience. You see, and now pay close attention. Pay close attention. Now the price is 6865. You see that? Pay close attention. We're about to see something. Keep an eye on this. Get your popcorn. Pay close attention. As long as that candle keeps on going green, I'm going to show you something. So you see that big green candle? All right, now we're going to go to, let's say, Tesla. We got a green candle. Is that a coincidence? Okay, let's go to Facebook. We got a green candle. Facebook's kind of lagging, but it's trying to do something. And let's see. Let's go to Nvidia. Let's see, Apple. Woof. Here's another thing. Look at the heat map. I mean, the heat map. You got retail, trade, finance, electronic technology, service, health technology, producer manufacturing, consumer non-durables, consumer durables, consumer services, utilities, transportation, health services, industrial services, distribution. This is the eagle eye view of what's really going on. Not what you're thinking that's going. That's why people lose money. You don't think, you just stop thinking and just look at the market. Let it tell you what it's doing. Never. I think it was Jesse Livermore, one of the greatest traders. I think he said, never go by what you think, go by what you see. I mean, let it tell you what it's going to do. Don't ever assume. See right here? Right here, what are we doing? So when you get these little rounding, let me get my little tool. So right here, this is a picture. You got a handle, and that could be a cup. That could be a cup. And if it does, I mean, this is called a cup and handle, just like your coffee cup. And if it can break this area, let's see, get my little tool. If it can break 649.50, you got a nice quality setup. It can definitely run, a couple dollars, and you can make a little bit of money. And you also want to look at the MACDs. This MACD right here, once you get in, you want it to be green. Don't get in when it's red. Usually, I mean, you don't even have to listen. I mean, just look. You don't have to take my word for it. You see red, all that red on the top. You see my little thing? All that red, market went down, okay? Green, it just started turning green. Boom. Market went up. I mean, this is not 100%. Nothing in the market's 100%. Nothing. But what your goal is to have more signals. You want more confirmation. That way, when you get in that trade, you go in with confidence. Anything's better than zero confidence. You want to get in, like right here. If it breaks this area right here, breaks this area, which candle drop, but it still seems like it's trying to round itself up. So candle drop, and you see this volume. You don't want to see rise in red volume. You want to see rise in green volume. When the price starts going up, you want to see rising just like this. You want to see bigger green volume. And that's a good sign that the price is going to go up. Keep an eye on that volume. The volume's telling you the story. The candle's telling you the story. Okay, being that this is a 1 minute, now you're going to look at the wicks. What are these wicks telling you? Are they telling you a story? Okay, so if it took 1 minute for this candle to form, and don't even worry about the color. If it took 1 minute for this candle to form, that means before that 1 minute was, right when that minute finished, that means during that minute time frame, the sellers brought that price all the way down here. And then right before that minute finished, the buyers bought that price all the way up here. That's why it has that little wick on the top. But by the time that minute was finished, that's what created that candle. Okay, you see that candle? And don't worry about the color. Every candle, don't worry about the color. Every candle is telling you a story of the wick. The wick is telling you the story. Is it 100%? No. That's why you need confirmation. You need confirmation. Everybody's looking for the magic indicator. So Tesla seemed like, see how the price is still dropping? Matter of fact, we can, let's see. Price is still dropping. So now if you go to SPX, I guarantee you the price is dropping. You see? It's dropping. And this can get nasty if it breaks that VWAP. You see that VWAP? Volume weighted average price. A lot of them big boys, big pocket, institutional players that come in and buy millions of shares, they respect that line. They respect the 9 EMA, the 20 EMA. They're looking at the same thing you're looking. So you wanna understand the language the market's telling you. Price is going up. You see how it tested this VWAP. It tested it 1 time, 2 times. The buyers came in. The bears are the sellers. The buyers are the bulls. When bulls fight, how do they fight? With their horns. They go from the bottom to the top. And then when bears fight, they go with their claws. They go down. That's how they attack. And that's why they call it bull market or bear market. Don't overcomplicate this stuff. You just got to have patience. I mean, do you ever see a spider chasing an insect down the road? I mean, really? No. So the spider just sits there and just wait for the insect to come to him because he has patience. He knows he got a good setup. He has a good spider web, Spider web's your system. And as long as you got a good system, you're going to let these trades fall in your lap. Is every trade going to be a winner? Probably not. But the best loser wins. Matter of fact, there's a book. I think his name is Brandon. I forgot his last name. It's called The Best Loser Win. Look at that. Look at that price. Look at that price. This is the SPX. It's simple and poor. So as long as this bad boy right here can break these wicks, break this, break all of this, and break the number 6869.83. That's a good strong sign. It probably go back. Okay, so now it's trying to do something. Now let's look at Tesla. You see? It's doing the same thing. Is that magic? No. It's just how the market, that's how it works. I mean, It's just how it works. You see, same moves. Let's go to Facebook. You know, it's going up. It went from 646.73 all the way to 647.84. Here's the numbers right here. Here's the price. By the way, this is Trading View. I'm not affiliated with Trading View, but it's a great platform. A lot of people use it. A lot of people just use it for analyzing the data, and then usually they buy and sell on different, other platforms. So let's look at let's see, what are we looking at? We're looking at matter of fact, let's look at the big picture. Is anything we see more green? Nvidia is down 3.48%. Apple's 0.87 in the red. AVGO. You got to learn these ticker symbols. This is AVGO is Broadcom, NVDA is Nvidia, AAPL Apple, Lilly, that's Eli Lilly, J&J, that's Johnson & Johnson, Google, Metaverse, which is Facebook, Oracle, Microsoft. Always, the market goes by ticker symbols. Those are just like, you just like Hood, that's Robin Hood. Let's see, PLTR, that's Palantir. What is Palantir doing? Let's look. Let's see. All right, you see how I created this beautiful cup and handle. I mean, it don't get no better than that. Look at that. That's almost look like a real cup and handle. All right, all jokes aside. But anyways, you're looking for price to break, especially above this blue line right here. Volume weighted average pricing. MACD, still green. RSI, it started from the bottom, working its way. Actually, who is this? Facebook? This is Facebook. So Facebook is actually getting a nice rounding bottom. That's a nice setup. Nice setup. Now, as long as SPX, Simple and Poor, can pick up its weight, Facebook's already setting himself up for A+ quality setup. But you got to keep an eye on the volume and, this bad boy right here. When it moves, look at that. Look at that big price drop. I'm telling you. I mean, that candle went from 6868 all the way down to 6862. It can be, major news catalyst, or it can be, whatever, anything. Look at that. Now it's coming back up, hopefully. So we need that price. We need that to go like up here, not down here. When it goes down, it pulls. It's like an anchor. I mean, try driving a speedboat with an anchor dragging the bottom of the ocean. But anyways, keep an eye on that volume. Keep an eye on the candles. This is just something to always keep. I got multiple monitors, so I got this S&P 500 on a separate monitor. So I'm always looking at it. So as long as you can confirm, look at Tesla. Tesla's setting up really nice. It's a nice. Okay, what does it look like? Let's see. Let's go to the Let's go to the 5 minute. Matter of fact, let's go to 15 minute. What do we see? We see a huge, wick on the bottom. So let's see. We got if that candle closes in 15 minutes, if that candle closes and it's bigger than that red candle, that's a bullish engulfing. This red candle, it's big red. It's like Pac-Man. This big red candle ate that green candle. That's called a bearish Marabuzo. Okay. All right. This red candle with this little green candle next to it, that's called a bullish Armani. Okay, that's Japanese for pregnant woman. Okay, all these candles are telling you a story. Is it 100%? No, but they're all telling you a story. But you want more confirmation. You want to be above. You want volume. What is the volume doing? Let's see. draw you some lines. Volume seems like it's decreasing. You know, there's less people in the party. You know, who is this? This is Tesla. Let's get down to the 1 minute. So you see, it was setting itself up real nice, but I mean, SPX, you know, what is it doing? Just going sideways, you know. It's, sometimes they'll fake people out. It'll come out, a VWAP, boom, and then it goes back up, you know. Sometimes it take massive drops like this morning, boop, 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 broke VWAP, boop, 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 boop. Every candle is what? 1 minute. Let me put my little arrow. Where's my tool at? Boom, boom. All right, you see this morning, 8:30. Boom, what did it do? Everybody said, ooh, it's a bullish market. It's bullish. And all of a sudden, boom, the bottom fell out. It's bullish. That's what they said this morning. It's bullish. It's bullish. What happened? That's the S&P 500. You see, here's the name of the ticker symbol, S&P. All right, and then all of a sudden it's bearish, and then all of a sudden, oh, you know, it's going to keep on falling. Now it's all of a sudden it's going up. It's bullish, you know. Oh, it's going to keep running. And now, all of a sudden, bearish. Now, it's no longer bearish or bullish. Now it's just going sideways. It's just consolidating. It's trying to make up its mind. It don't know where to go. You know, these little doji candles, they call them spinning tops. They're everywhere. Doji, you know, doji. Doji. Let's see, got any more dojis? Dojis. But anyways, that stands for indecision. I mean, the bulls and the bears were fighting, but nobody wanted to fight, you know. It was like a tug of war. Now what we got? We got a big green candle. Look at that, big green candle. Now let's go to Facebook. You know, did we get a big green candle? Maybe. You know, but the buyers, you know, it's good to look at that level 2 data. The buyers are skeptical because they're like, hey, you know, can I trust this trade? Can I really trust this trade? You know, they want to see more confirmation. They don't want to just see one green candle. They call them smart money investors. They look at a lot of data, volume. They look at price action. They look at VWAP. They look at EMAs or SMAs. SMA stands for a simple moving average, or they look at EMAs. It stands for exponential moving average. If it's a 9, if it's a 6, if it's a 19 or 20, it's just calculating numbers from the past. If it's a 9 EMA, it's just calculating the past 9 moves, and it's making a line. Let's go over here. So you see on my price action, it made higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. But you see that yellow line? That's my 9 EMA. You see how it respected that little yellow line? Then it broke. Boom. Then the bottom fell out. Boom. See that? Is it 100%? No. But it's good to have something to go by. You know, is the market bullish? Is the market bearish? Is it consolidating? You know, anything can happen. Look, right now it's just going sideways. We're going from, these are 1 minute candles. 1 minute candle. It's trying to, these companies are just waiting for the SPX to make up its mind. I mean, let's go to Taiwanese Semiconductor. What's it doing? Same thing, sideways. Oracle's sinking like a battleship. Let's go to Wolf. What is Wolf doing? Consolidation. iRobot. What is it doing? iRobot look like it's trying to robotic transformation. It took off. But look at these numbers. I mean, you know, these are, look at the float, 28. Let me get my little tool. You see the float right here? 28.92. I mean, there's 28 only 28.92 million shares for this company. So you got a lot of interest. How much volume we got for iRobot for today? Let's look at the volume. Let's see, where is iRobot? 41.55 million. So we got more trades traded today than the amount of shares available. So whenever you get that difference in supply and demand, whenever you got a higher demand and there is supply, what happens? Price goes up. What happens when you got more of a supply than there is a demand? Price goes down. So don't overcomplicate this stuff. You got to be patient. Stock market is the greatest machine that transfer the wealth from the impatient to the patient people. You got some people, they sit for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, don't do nothing. They're waiting for that A+ quality trade. But when they get in, I mean, they're making really good money. And so can you. So I'm going to cut this video short. I mean, this is probably longer than what I anticipated. But, hey, this is a growing channel. This is a growing channel. Are we trying to get to like 50 subscribers? I mean, it's not much. And we're trying to help each other, you know. If you're not where you're at in 2025, where you want to be at in life, you know, in 2026, make a change. And how you make a change with this community. This is not the Bugatti channel. This is the real channel. The people that pay bills, the people go to work, the people that's trying to better themselves. So, you know, if you read any good books, put it in the comments. If you lost money and you feel bad, put it in the comments. You know, I guarantee you somebody else lost more money than you and they feel worse. You know, if you made money, you know, put it in the comments. You know, you know, if you feel stressed or anything, put it in the comments. You know, just everybody help. Don't attack each other. Let's help each other. Let's help each other grow. So by the end goal, by the end of this month, but by next year, 2026, December, everybody, future millionaires. Tell yourself you're going to be a future millionaire, but you got to get financially educated. You can't want something and do nothing. You gotta understand the language. Everything in life's a language. When doctors speak, what do they speak? Doctor language. You know, when mechanics speak, what do they speak? Mechanic language. When football players, when they speak football. So there's no shortcuts. But we can help each other accelerate the process with all the unlimited information to your own personal disposal. You can be an elite anything. Whatever you want to be, whatever you want to become, you can do it. And the secret, I'll tell you the secret. You think less and you do more. And every day you tell yourself, what did I do right? What can I do better tomorrow? You know, if you can better yourself by just 1%, what we got here? Pets. It's crossing. What is it doing? 327. So it's finally breaking. So set these alarms up. I mean, you don't have to be watching these things all day long. Set your alarm up, boom, and let the market, let that trade prove itself to you. You know, look at this. I set my alarm, got rise in volume. Am I going to enter? Probably not, you know, but look at the shares. We got 14.64 million. The volume, we got 89 million shares traded on pets, PetMed. Do we have fresh news catalysts? Fresh news catalyst. Let's see. 2 hours ago, PetMed Express says board to review Silvercap's $4 per share acquisition proposal. Look at that. Look at that price. This is real time. Look at that. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Now, if you can break this area right here, the previous highs, you really got something. You got to know when to get out, though. You know? You got to know when to get out. And you want to trade stocks that got tight spreads. You know, you might have a price that says, what is this? 339. But on your bid and ask, you got like a 50-cent difference or a $1.25 difference. So that's something for you to write down on a piece of paper and study. You know, some of these low float stocks got a really wide. Matter of fact, let's see, do I have it on my level 2 data? But some of these stocks got some really wide bid and ask, and that's I mean that's how you lose money, because when you buy, you're buying it at the ask. You're buying at the highest price, and then when you sell, it's selling it at the bid. You're selling it at the lowest price that the market, So it might be 335, but the bid might be 325 or 330 or 320. So, and then some shares, they're tight. I'm talking about like 333. Like, what's this price? 333. It could be 333 at the ask and 332 on the bid. That's a tight spread. That's what people look for, you know. But look at this price action. We're going to study this. What are we looking at? Study this. This is whoever, you see, I put this alarm right here. Whoops, not that. But this, I put that right there. And it just started ringing. It started making noises. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to be Elon Musk. Let the price action do its thing. If I was really waiting for this trade, like if I really wanted, I would have got in right there. Right there, right when it broke. So that's 320. Now it's at 335. So I would have been up, 20, 30, about, what is it now? 34 cents. 20, 30. So 14 cents. So I would have kept on raising my stop loss. For some people, that's not a lot of money. But if you're dealing with, $1,000, or 5,000 or 10,000, that turns into a lot of money. Ross Cameron on YouTube, he averages, I think, 16% on his winners or something like that. But he makes like 20,000, 50,000. And he started, with like $600 like 20 years ago. And if he can, so can you. But you can't be greedy. And look at this price action. Look at this price action. A lot of people don't go by what you think. Go by what you see. Huge buying volume. Huge buying volume. Whoa, huge. Look at this volume right here. Okay. This is huge buy volume, 656 million. No, 656,000. Then we got 1.04 million. You see that volume right here? The big one? That's what made that candle right there. You see the smaller volume? That's what made that candle right there. And now you see the sell volume? They sold 516. And then right here, what's that candle? 706,000. What's this volume? 546,000. So you got some major people in here. You got some deep pocket people, So a lot of people took profit right here, right when that candle came out. That a lot of people sold. They made a lot of money. You may not look at that like a lot of money, but some people, they go in with like 100 grand, and just 16 cents. That's a lot of money, And if you go in with $100, just start your account small and just work your way up. Don't be greedy. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. But anyways, we're gonna cut this video short. I made it too long. Hey, stay updated. We're gonna make a video every day, and be positive, be optimistic. Don't ever be pessimistic. We're going for a new year, and if anybody else did whatever you dream of doing, so can you. But you gotta be positive. You gotta believe in yourself. Look at that, it's making a double top on the 5 minutes. But anyways, stay updated. We're going to try to make a video every day. We're trying to get up to 50 subscribers. And y'all have a good day.